The Bitcoin summer trap is repeating yet again here, and this is the part of the cycle where you do not want to be getting trapped there. So on today's update video, I will talk about the summer trap, but more importantly, I want to be talking about my $1 million trade on Ethereum right now. I've been buying so much Ethereum and I am anticipating a next major breakout anytime soon here. And I will be discussing all the trades I have opened so far on Ethereum, what I'm expecting, where my take profit targets are laying. More importantly, I'm going to be talking about this major trap on Bitcoin, what we're creating, and obviously what this means for the altcoin market. So a lot to discuss on today's update video. Don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. They'll be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards this video. So first of all, a big shout out to my brother, Mr. Crypto. He tweeted recently that basically the last summer of the cycle is usually where the big gains come. And then I started to research it myself. I overlaid it on my chart and I straight away saw a very interesting story. I mean, of course, a Bitcoin cycle is 4 years. And then the first 3 years, we see very boring and sideways summers. And then the fourth summer, which is the last summer of the Bitcoin cycle, is where usually the big gains are realized. This happened in 2021, this happened in 2017, but this also happened in 2013. So this has been a thing ever since Bitcoin came out and ever since the 4-year cycle was a thing on Bitcoin. So it would be very stupid to be predicting that Bitcoin is actually going to be having a boring summer. It is more likely going to be a very exciting summer for Bitcoin and altcoins. And why I say and altcoins, and I want to be talking more deeply about my Ethereum trade in a second from now on. So now you can see the total tree, which is basically the total cryptocurrency market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH. And actually what we have seen in that last and basically what we can see over here in that last summer of 2021, which was of course the last summer of the cycle, the biggest gains were realized on the altcoin market. And you have to understand it's a logarithmic chart, so you can see of course here a big move, but actually the amount of money that entered the market from here to here is much more, because here we went from about $450 billion all the way up to $980 billion. So that is of course absolutely insane. And what you can see in the following summers after, of course, Bitcoin was boring, but also the altcoin market was extremely boring in these summers. But once again, I want to repeat it, we are right now coming towards the last summer of the cycle. And of course, like we have seen in his tweet from Mr. Crypto, that is where the biggest gains are realized. And that is of course also one of the reasons why I did open up such big trades on Ethereum. I mean, if I look towards my account right now here, I'm right now holding a significant amount of Ethereum in my account right now here. I've been buying a lot of Ethereum on the bottom. And of course, I've also opened up a trade on the bottom. I am still betting heavily on higher prices on ETH. And let me explain why, and I'm going to be talking about my targets as well here. But these are, of course, not the only trades I'm currently having open, because I also have this trade open on Pionex. And guys, this is a different kind of a trade, because here on Bybit, I've got just a normal trade open on Ethereum, but here on Pionex, I use a grid trading bot here. So this grid trading bot, basically, the reason why I'm open this is because we're right now in the middle of a consolidation phase. And since, of course, I am not necessarily sure it was the exact bottom or the exact top already, basically what this will do here along the way down, it will accumulate more and more in towards my position. And of course, if it goes up here, it will sell slightly a little bit towards the upside every single time, locking in the profits. And if we go lower, buying more so I get a better average entry position. But basically what we're seeing right now on Ethereum is that it is creating a beautiful bull flag pattern right now here. And of course, like we also exactly did last time around right here, we created this consolidation phase. And on the moment where we broke outside of this consolidation phase is where that big breakout took place here. And you could be also approach it like a horizontal consolidation phase. And really what I want to be saying, also if you look at, let's say, the weekly time frame on Ethereum right now, you can see that we're trying to break above this level. And whenever we're going to be confirming the break above it, right now we've already cleared so many sell orders already, but whenever we're going to be seeing the confirmed break above this level, we are in for a big continuation higher. And also we have seen there's been a lot of accumulation on the Ethereum ETF here. Smart money like BlackRock have been heavily accumulating, and of course if we're looking at most of the charts on Ethereum right now here, it is actually looking like a very great setup. Of course, I discussed it already that of course we're entering the last part of the cycle, the last summer of the cycle, and this is where altcoins do always the best there. But also if we're looking just purely at the fact of the timing of the Bitcoin halving, it is also at that later stage of the cycle is where Ethereum compared to Bitcoin is usually outperforming Bitcoin. And now we're creating this perfect symmetrical triangle. After we went in towards a major bearish move towards the downside, we finally created that move towards the upside, and we are creating a symmetrical triangle after a push higher. And for the ones that don't understand how price action works in the market, this is basically a bullish pennant. We are seeing a reversal getting created, bottom getting created, reversal getting created, then a bullish pennant, and a breakout is just more than likely to come right now here. So I'm just extremely excited for what is about to be playing out next year. Honestly, everything is aligning all together. Personally, I am going to be taking full profit on my Ethereum trade on about $4,000 and of course then I would have made a significant amount of profit already, since the majority of my buys on Ethereum we're sitting on this low right here, sitting around $1,500 to $1,700. And of course, I also made videos about it exactly on the bottom, showcasing on how I was opening up trades, showcasing on how I was opening up trades on Bitcoin as well here. We exactly predicted the bottom that time around here. And honestly, no one was really interested. No one really cared. But yeah, I was still accumulating. And now I will be saying something that probably is going to trigger also a lot of people. Because personally, I will be going probably almost completely out of the market on this next move towards the upside. And maybe now you think, okay, that makes sense. But what is most likely going to be happening? I'm going to be screaming that I'm going to go all out of the market. Ethereum is probably going to go a little bit higher. Everyone will say, oh, you got wrecked, you exited early. But what most people don't understand, I bought the bottom, sold the high. And I will probably not catch the exact top on selling, but I will be try to, of course, nail the top here. And yes, that is my strategy right now here. I don't care to make a 10x. For me, I'm already okay to make like a 2 or 3x with a couple $1 million, because that is already a lot of money, right? I mean, if I'm looking at all markets right now here, it is likely that markets are going to be pushing higher. We are obviously seeing the global liquidity is pushing higher right now here, and Bitcoin is most likely going to be following it. And really for Bitcoin, I do think we are right now bouncing from that 1.618 Fibonacci level. The next realistic target is $122,000. And yeah, super excited for what is about to be happening next there. But I wanted to do a deep dive in towards my Ethereum trade here. I think we're going to be going to $4,000 from off this point right here. But anyways, guys, if you did learn something from this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap up that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.